Hello, in this video we are going to look at how to update a user-definable field held on the customer record. We are going to use an OLE Save Function to update multiple customer records all at the same time. But before we start, let's take a look at a customer record. So as you can see, I've already opened my customer trader list, and if I double click on my first customer account and go to the Defaults tab, here you can see in User Definable Field 1, which we've relabeled Owner, I've got our internal account manager. So for this account, AB application, Jane looks after this particular account. To update this account manager, the first thing I need to do is to open Excel. And then I'm just going to start to create my OLE spreadsheet. So in cell reference A1, I'm going to type in the word company. And in B1, I'm going to type in our Exchequer company code, which for our example is ZZZZ02. And then I'm going to put some titles onto our report just to make it a little bit easier to read. So code, customer name, user definable field 1. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to extract all of my customer account codes from Exchequer into Excel. And to do that, I use my add-ons ribbon within Excel. And in here, I'll have an Exchequer option. I click on there and then go to customers. This ribbon, add-ins ribbon, and the Exchequer drop-down will appear as long as you've installed your Exchequer add-ins onto your PC or laptop. Once I've clicked on there, my Exchequer data query wizard has opened, and I can pick which of my Exchequer companies I wish to extract the data from. And I'm going to take my customer accounts for my ZZZZ02 company. I'll click on Next. It will ask me to log in to Exchequer, and then it will ask me if I wish to filter my customer accounts, but I'd like all of my customer accounts, so I'm not going to apply a filter. I'm simply going to click on Next, and then it will ask me if the customer accounts should go across my page in Excel or down my page in Excel, and I want them to go down my page vertically, so I click on Finish. And here are all of my customer account codes from within Exchequer. The next thing I would like is I'd like to know the customer name. So I'm going to click into the cell next to my first customer account, which I've already labelled customer name. And then I'm going to go to the Insert Function button within Excel. Here, this is where Excel stores all of its functions. So you've probably used a lot of these already, things like equals sum and equals if. But I would like to use the Exchequer functions, and the Exchequer functions have all been filed away in a special category. So if I click on the drop down and go to user defined, this is where all of my Exchequer functions are stored. They all begin with the reference ENT, and all of my customer ones will read ENTCUST. So I'm just going to scroll down the list a little bit. They're all stored alphabetically. And the first function I would like is ENTCUST_name. So here we are. So I'll click on the function that I would like. And then if I click on OK, for the system to be able to give me the customer name, it needs me to answer two questions for it. The first thing it needs to know is which of my Exchequer companies I wish to extract the data from. So I'm going to click here where I've already put the company name in place, ZZZZ02, in cell reference B1. So you can see it's taken my cell reference B1 and it's given me the answer. Whilst I'm still in this field, I'm going to press F4 on my keyboard, which will put a dollar in front of the B and a dollar in front of the 1 to lock my cell reference. And then I'm going to click into customer code. And then I'm going to click against my first customer account code, which is held in B4. And the system is just going to ask me to log in again. And now it's confirmed my first customer account name is AB Applications Limited. So I can click on OK. It's pulled that first name through for me. I don't have to put in an individual formula for each of my customers. If I just click on the formula field in cell B4 and then double click in the bottom right hand corner, that formula has been copied down to each of the cells beneath. So I've got all of my customer account codes there. The next thing I'd like is the account owner, and the account owner is held in user definable field 1. So I'm going to click into cell reference C4 and then go to my insert function, and then I'll scroll down to where I've got my customer functions ENT cust, and it'll be towards the bottom because it'll be ENT cust user def 1. So just bear with me a moment. Here we go, ENT cust user 1. If I click on OK, it's going to ask me the same 2 questions. It's going to ask me the company, press F4. It's going to ask me for the customer code, click on against the first customer code, click on OK. So the owner, the account manager for AB applications is Jane. It's pulled that information through for me. If I double click in the bottom right hand corner of that cell, then it's pulled through all of my account owners for each of my customers. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight that column and right click and copy and right click again, and I'm going to do a paste specials value only, and that takes the formula out of those cells. So now Excel's just purely got the text in place. And for this example, we're going to say that Edward's not looking after customer accounts anymore. All of his accounts are now going to be looked after by Nicole. So I'm going to highlight that column within Excel and go to Home. I'm going to click on Find and Replace. I'm going to find Edward, and I'm going to replace wherever Edward's mentioned with the name Nicole. If I click on Replace All, it's made 26 replacements for me in that list. At this point, Exchequer hasn't been updated, just my Excel spreadsheet has been updated. To update Exchequer, I need to use a Save Back function. So I'm going to click against my first customer account into my next available column, so that's column D, and I'm going to go back to my insert functions, and I'm going to go scroll down back to my customer functions, and there will be a group of functions ENT cust also with the word save in them. Wherever the word save is mentioned in an Exchequer function, that means that Exchequer was going to push the information back into Exchequer. If the save function, the word save isn't in there, then it's normally a get function, and that will pull the information out of Exchequer. So I've gone to ENT cust save user 1 and click on OK. Here I've got the company, so I'll click on ZZZZ02, then the customer code, and then it's asking me where the new user information is, so where my new owner is. So I'm going to click on C4 where I've got the name of the account manager, and here you can see that the system's telling me that that information's already been saved back to Exchequer because it's a live link. In a later video I'll show you how you can make that a non-live link, so you can make all of your changes within your spreadsheet first, and then you can update Exchequer when you're ready. So if I click on OK, it's updated AB applications with the owner of Jane. If I double click on the list, it will go down and it will save all of those records back. You can see at the bottom of the screen it was processing. So all of those records have now been updated. So if we go into the system and have a look at Applied Studios, the owner of that account will now be Nicole. So if we go back into Exchequer, and if we have a look for the account Applied Studios and then defaults, You can see the owner of this account is now Nicole. It's a very powerful piece of Exchequer functionality. It's well worth you practicing with it. I would suggest for the save back functions you start off by having a practice in your demonstration or your training company, and then when you're confident, then applying those changes to your live environment. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful.